Hello everybody. In this video, we are going to discuss about molecular orbitals and their energy levels. In my previous video, we have discussed how to construct molecular orbitals by linear combination of atomic orbitals. That is prerequisite before you want to learn from this video. So please follow that video first. So if we just if you check why we need to learn about their energy levels, okay. So let us start with few questions. You know, the conjugation, if you increase, that lead to decrease in HOMO-LUMO energy gap, and the shift from UV to visible to IR infrared actually range can be observed, okay, by adding one more chromophore or more number of chromophores. Also, not only that, if you check about the principle of catalysis, actually what a catalyst does, okay, how a catalyst favor a reaction. If you consider these Hosumi-Sakurai reactions, if you mix this aldehyde with this allyl this is a electrophile, this is your nucleophile at room temperature, it doesn't work, okay. But the same reaction when you add a Lewis acid catalyst or a Bronsted acid catalyst, it work, okay. So how it work? Not only that, if you also check this ketone along with this Michael acceptor, this Michael type reaction, so at room temperature it may not work, it doesn't work actually. But if you add a catalyst proline, it undergo nice 1,4 addition reaction, okay. So how these features can be described and why this reaction work, and for without catalyst it doesn't work. So this is called LUMO lowering strategy, and this is HOMO rising strategy. Also, another very important aspect of understanding energy level by using molecular orbitals to better understand the semiconductors. Okay, you know semiconducting materials are so important. So I'll be mainly focusing on the organic semiconducting materials. Let us start with energy calculation. So you know from quantum mechanics, alpha we define as a Coulombic integral. It is integration over whole space, okay, and phi 1 h phi 1, okay. You know this phi 1 phi same atom, so this is related to the energy of electrons in a isolated atomic orbital. So this is atomic orbital phi 1, okay. H is the Hamiltonian operator, which is called energy operator. Energy of electrons in a field of both nuclei, okay, when you have a two atomic orbitals, okay, electrons, and they come close and interact, how will be their energy, okay. It is called your resonance integral beta we are defining, and it's a negative number, and phi 1 a Hamiltonian, phi 2. So these are two different atomic orbitals, and you are doing integration over the whole space. So this is related to the interaction of one atom with another, and this is related to only one atom, okay. This is related to interaction of one atom with another, and this is only within a atom, okay. So to discuss this, so we'll be just calculating their energy values, okay. So let us go to the next slide directly, and the criteria we are using again the same. The n number of pi atoms is combined linearly and through a straight line, having two dummy atom to n with a distance equal to one bond distance, like C1 C2, if it is one bond distance, so this will be the same distance, the same for this side, okay. Then we'll be considering this is the system. Already I have described this system in my previous video. So with these assumptions and how this energy comes, okay, energy equation, a simple geometrical model to access energies of molecular orbitals of linear conjugated system. So this is a energy equation which we can use, okay. This is coming from conjugated system having two dummy atom, as I described in my previous slide, okay, two dummy atom at the end of the sine curve, okay. The equation is derived based on trigonometry. Actually what happened, if you take this is, let's say, your pi system, right, ethylene, and then you are adding two dummy atom here and there, these are the all equal distance, and you are inscribe this whole framework inside this circle having radius 2 beta, okay. So this is total diameter is 4 beta, okay, this is radius 2 beta, and you are just inscribing, like fitting this framework inside such that these two dummy atoms at the two end of this circle, and two atoms C1 and C2 also touching this circle. Okay, and then from the trigonometry, the energy E will be 2 beta cos k pi by n plus 1. N is number of atoms in this system. Okay, for this one, what is n value? N equal to 2. Okay, because it is ethylene, and these two are dummy atom, and k equal to the position of the atom. Okay, number of atoms. So this is the, if you see, this is dummy atom, so this is k, let's say 1, and this is k, let's say 2, second atom. Same for pi allyl system. So if you consider only this one and want to calculate energy, then for the ethylene system you can check this k for the psi 2. Okay, means pi star. So it will be, k will be 2, and 2 is the number of total atom, and you get minus beta, and beta is a negative number, so total it will be positive. Okay, so it will be higher in energy. For the pi orbital psi 1, 2 beta cos k pi by n plus 1. So here k equal to 1 because you are considering the psi 1, and then overall it comes beta. Okay, and all this I am checking with these molecular orbitals and organic chemical reaction by Ian Fleming book. So I am following that book. So now we have discussed about the ethylene system. So the beta value roughly around 140 kilojoule per mole or 33 kilocalorie per mole. So overall stabilization, how much it will be? So if this is beta, so in this orbital, the bonding orbital, there are 2 electrons. Okay, can accommodate. So in ethylene, how many electron we have? 2 electrons. So obviously it will be 2 beta. For 1 electron it is beta, for 2 electron 2 beta. So if beta is 140, total stabilization, actually we are gaining this energy because of this bonding, this pi bonding is 280 kilojoule per mole. Now you add one more atom. Okay, so then how many? It is a pi allyl system. So then again you have a 2 dummy atom, and you are inscribing this whole framework inside this circuit. Okay, having radius 2 beta. Then this psi 1, okay, then psi 2 and psi 3. Okay, and these two are dummy atom. This psi 1 will be k equal to 1. Okay, for the psi 1. Now first atom, then second k equal to 2, and then k equal to 3. And if you calculate them, so this will be the energy equal to the atomic energy. So this is the atomic energy level alpha. You can see alpha goes like this. Okay, parallel. And then psi 1 will be 1.414 beta, and psi 3 will be 1.414 beta. Okay, one way says both are positive, so we are not considering the sign of the beta at the moment. We are just giving the absolute value. Okay, we are just only considering the value. Okay, so now for this whole molecular orbitals, so whether it is carbocation or carbon, means it is a pi allyl cation or pi allyl anion or radical. For cation, 2 electron comes there. So total stabilization how much? 2 cos 1.414. So total it will be 2.8 something. Okay, and the total with respect to ethylene, how much additional gain we are getting because of one more atomic pi atomic orbital. If you do the conjugation, it is minus 2, so it is total 0.414. Okay, cross 2, and you have to multiply with 140, so 116 kilojoule. So with respect to ethylene, so total energy you are getting 2.8 cross 140, then minus 280. Okay, so it will be 116 with respect to pi, this pi allyl system with respect to ethylene. The same way for radical, electron goes there, so it doesn't give you any effect because it is lying on the atomic energy level. And same for the pi allyl anion, 2 electron will be there, so it is not stabilized or destabilized, this one side. Okay, so only this is contributing to the stability. Now if you think about 1,3-butadiene, in a similar way we can do the calculation using k equal to 1 here, k equal to 2, k equal to 3, and so on. And for the k equal to 1 here, you get 1.618 beta, and k equal to 2.618 beta. So total how much? For 1,3-butadiene has 4 electrons. So you have to multiply. This will be your field, and this will be also field, having 2 electron here, 2 electron there. So if you just simply total we are doing, okay, 0.618 for this cross 2, and true cost 1.618. So total whatever it comes -4, because it is you're thinking that we are considering as a two ethylene system, okay, and then you are combining how much energy you are gaining. So if you combine two ethylene system in a linear conjugation, so how much you are getting this -4 beta. So 2 beta for one ethylene. So uh, for 2 ethylene unit will be 4 beta. The total will be this much beta, and it is 66 kilojoule per mole. So this is gain in energy for extra conjugation. Okay. So if you isolated ethylene versus you are combining them in a linear. Okay. So what we understand, so more conjugation lead to decrease or loss in energy. So if you keep on adding more, the amount of energy you are gaining, that will be decreasing. We will gain the energy, but the amount will be decreasing. So otherwise what happen, you can keep on adding, and you can get really narrow band gap for many semiconducting material. It doesn't work a linear way. Okay. So but it do decrease with more conjugation, but the amount decreases with the more number of atom added. So most effect we get for the first one, then second one it is getting the second most effect. Okay. Means just lower than this effect for the one atom, then two atom it decreases a bit, and so on. Okay. So stabilization is more for the first addition. Okay, and then it slowly decreases with more conjugation. Okay. Now we can use the equation we have already, like this equation. Now ethylene we have discussed, for pi allyl system we did, and also for the 1,3-butadiene. Now you can add one more. So the 5 atom in a row. So when there is an odd number of atomic orbital, the middle one always come on the atomic energy level. Okay, and then there will be half remaining half above and half below. So for this one, if you add k equal to 1 and n equal to 5 here, so you get 1.732 beta. This is 1 beta, and this is also okay, but sign again we are not considering, sign of beta not considered. Okay, and same way you can think about 1, 3, 5 hexatriene, and then also you get this value you can calculate. So one thing you can observe here, that here the HOMO-LUMO gap, okay, this is highest occupied molecular orbital, and this is the lowest unoccupied molecular orbital. So delta E equal to here our HOMO and LUMO energy difference, that will be finally leading to the band gap for semiconducting materials. So here it is 2 beta for one more atomic orbital. So this will be the difference 1.414. Then for the 1,3-butadiene it is 1.236, and then here it is 1 beta. For this 6 atomic pi orbital, when you are combining, it is 0.9 beta. Now we are not drawing the rest, but for the when you have a 10 pi atomic orbital combining, okay, like 5 ethylene you are combining. So how much it will be? So it will be, HOMO will be psi 5 and LUMO will be psi 6, and total difference will be 0.57. And the similar way, this calculation we did for 10 conjugated atoms. Here you can check it. Okay, so you can do yourself also for this system, formula C10H12, and same way formula C20H22 when you have a 10 ethylene unit. So total 20 conjugated atoms. So you get this one 0.15 and 0.15 up. So total difference will be 0.3 beta. What does it signify? Okay. So with the more conjugation, it is clear that the HOMO-LUMO gap is keep on decreasing along this. Okay. So HOMO-LUMO energy gap decreases with increase in conjugation. This is one of the basic principle for designing semiconducting materials. Okay. And also in this next slide, it will be clear that this is actually one assignment I am going to discuss. So I'll come back to that point later on. Here, as it is shown, here this is your assignment. Okay, this is pi and pi star, and I'm reading this assignment. Draw image of C20H22, these molecule which I discussed earlier. We have calculated only HOMO-LUMO energy. Okay, and by combining this one, okay, so you just take pi star, okay, and then you try to combine them whatever the possible way to construct all these empty molecular orbitals. How many it will come? Total 10 up. And by taking the HOMO, highest occupied molecular orbital for the ethylene, and then you do the linear combination all the possible way to get this field molecular orbital. The highest field will be the HOMO, and here lowest unoccupied will be LUMO. So can you draw them first? Okay, and also calculate their energy for each and everything using that energy equation I have already discussed. This is the combining the ethylene unit. Okay, And one may ask why I focus on ethylene, because ethylene is the basic moiety for all conjugated systems. So I thought let us start with the ethylene. And now draw molecular orbitals with in a linear combination. Okay, the way I did in my first video for C20 H22 by using the sine curve, by also calculate their coefficient, all the things. Okay, by then C1 Cij values. Okay, also draw all the MOs, and not only calculate the coefficient, also fit in the sine curve by considering the required uh, nodes. Okay, for this one you have the lowest now 0 node. Okay, except the molecular pain, and for this one you have the highest number of nodes, and in between 1 node, 2 node, 3, 4, it will keep on increasing. Okay, so by doing that, also by the linear combination of atomic orbitals, please do this. And now imagine how energy level of those molecular orbitals will be. Okay, how they will be, energy level will be, looks like when you take n equal to 50, here n equal to 20. If you take n equal to 50, how it will be, and n equal to 100, how it will be, n equal to 1000, how they will be spaced, and when n equal to infinity, how it will be. Okay, this is a very important understanding for semiconductors or semiconducting materials. Okay, so this is your assignment. Okay, so I have one corrections in my previous videos. Mistakenly, actually, I have drawn having node, but both having the same lobe on the top. Okay, this is not the true case, so it will be opposite phase because there is a node. Okay, same for psi 3 also, and here also there are some typos actually. These are, so this will be psi 2 and psi 3. Here also psi 2 and psi 3. So this was just some error. So please consider this. Okay, thank you. This is the basic I have discussed about the energies. Now I will be in the next video I will be discussing details about the semiconducting materials and their band gap. Okay, thank you very much. See you soon with another video.